The most violent animes. For many people, shonen is synonymous with anime. This type of anime usually brings fights and some common elements among all stories. But at the same time, there are other animes that really exaggerate the dose, perhaps, when it comes to violence. And no classics around here, I'm talking about modern animes. Want to know which ones? Come with me! I think the main difference between a truly violent anime and one that is not so violent is precisely the amount of blood in the fights. Or at least one of the differences, right? Because if you stop to analyze, some animes even change the way they approach this over time. There's Dragon Ball proving my point. It becomes increasingly violent until Dragon Ball Z, but when Super kicks in, a lot of things are left aside. Now, if your thing is a little blood, a broken bone, a slightly exposed fracture, then everything indicates that you'll really enjoy these animes I've picked out for you. Let's take a look. But first, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and give a like to support our project, okay? Soul Eater is an anime where you have people called weapons and meisters, just like in Game of Thrones. These guys have special abilities and basically live to kill and consume souls, and there's a count to see who will be able to win better equipment, artifacts, and better stuff. It turns out that one of the protagonists, after killing a witch, ended up mistakenly consuming the soul of the witch's cat, not hers. This made him need to restart the count, which was already well advanced. In reality, the duo of protagonists, Soul Evans and Maka Albarn, are shown trying to make up for the loss because of this problem that wasn't in the script. Yeah, a competition of who kills the most, basically. Assassination Classroom. Assassination Classroom is a classic of modern anime violence, and it has a really cool story, believe it or not. It's basically about a high school class that is challenged to kill their teacher. He, in turn, called Kora-sensei, is an alien with very powerful tentacles who teaches combat tactics to his students. The young people are constantly trying to kill him with very well thought out plans, but they never work out. Oh, and Kora-sensei could kill the students at any time. He has the power to do so, and simply doesn't because he doesn't want to. It's one of the craziest animes of all time, but it's worth checking out, even if you don't like violence that much. Kill la Kill. In Kill la Kill, we have clothes that give superpowers to some people in a very unequal society. Among these people who possess super powerful clothes is Ryuko Matoi, with her school uniform that even has a name, Senketsu. She seeks revenge on the person who killed her father and spares no effort to do so, while various conspiracies and power grabs happen around her, always having clothes as something important, more or less like the armors of the Knights of the Zodiac, you know? And violence here is abundant. Not only the protagonist, but everyone settles things in fights before talking, and the result of this is blood everywhere. Pretty cool too if that's your thing, of course. If not, just skip it. Jujutsu Kaisen. Despite becoming one of the most popular animes of recent times, Jujutsu Kaisen is also one of the most violent. Here we have a world haunted by cursed spirits and a few wizards who know how to deal with these guys, and by wizards, you can believe that I'm talking about throwing punches. The main villain of the story is a supremacist in the mold of Magneto from the X-Men, so you can imagine that these cursed spirits are dealt with by force, and often things get exaggerated. The brawl could have been avoided, or at least reduced. But nobody cares about that in Jujutsu Kaisen. People shoot first and ask questions later. Demon Slayer, or Kimetsu no Yaiba already opens violently, with Tanjiro Kamado discovering the entire family dead by a demon, and the younger sister Nezuko turned into one of them. The scene is very strong, and it is at this moment that he decides to become a demon hunter, seeking revenge on whoever killed his family, and also wanting to find a cure for his sister. All of this is done with a lot of violence. The demons are very violent, and the hunters are no less. In other words, it's pure carnage. If you don't like blood on the screen at all, stay away. Then don't say I didn't warn you, huh? Devilman Crybaby. Fortunately, we have Devilman Crybaby to carry the trophy for the most violent anime, and I find it hard for anyone to disagree with me. In the story, we see Akira Fudo being possessed by a demon, becoming a Devilman, while the whole world discovers at the same time that demons exist and are out there, possessing people. Your neighbor may very well be a demon and you don't know it, understand? And it is precisely because of this widespread panic that people commit the greatest atrocities in the world. Whether with demon-possessed people or with people who have nothing to do with it, it's impressive. Here the violence escalates with force, and the anime is only recommended for those with a strong stomach. No joke, a friend warns. But tell me something, do you remember any other anime as violent as this one? Do you like this gore thing or not? From the list, which one is your favorite? Tell me, I want to know. And if you liked the video, leave a thumbs up too. It always makes all the difference. Take the opportunity and subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and then just stay tuned to everything that happens here on the channel. Thanks! Attack on Titan Attack. On Titan, one of the recent big hits among animes, is also pure violence from the first scene, when we witness the attack of a Titan, indeed the largest of them, on the district of Shiganshina. The Titans are gigantic humanoid beings who seem to behave without intelligence in some cases, and who literally tear people's heads off by biting. People are torn in half, dismembered, crushed, and this happens all the time. After all, the anime portrays the horrors of war. Now you know what's worse? Humans who face these Titans are not much better either, and commit several atrocities. This anime is almost unbeatable in terms of violence. Almost.